you guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be decluttering some more, and this is the video that is going to be the hardest. Don't mind her. We're going to be decluttering my eyeshadow palettes, and this is going to be hard, guys. So I hope you guys are in for the ride. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Lainey and welcome to my channel. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello guys, so I'm on my lunch break to go get. So the first one I have is the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette, and I actually used this the other day in my latest TikTok makeup get ready with me, and I just didn't like how the eyeshadow looked on me, so I'm going to declutter this one. Next up we have the Butter London Teddy Boy. I actually decluttered this a while back, but guys, I cannot. This is such a beautiful palette. It was one of my favorites at one time. It still is one of my favorites. I just, you know, it is a really, really good palette, and it's like the only palette that I have that is cool toned, and I actually like it, so I'm keeping it. Next up we have the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette. I actually got this from TJ Maxx a while back, and I loved how my eyeshadow turned out. Like, I was very skeptical on this, but doing an eye look with this, it was so pretty, and I will be keeping this. Right, next up we have the Dose of Colors Sassy Siennas palette. I got this off of Mercari because I had wanted like the collection of these, but looking at the other ones, this one was the only one that stuck out to me, especially because it's like an all matte palette, and I love all mattes. I haven't like done the video on this yet. I think I've used it like once, but I will be trying this out in a video soon. I am keeping this one. Right, next up we have the NARS Extreme Effects eyeshadow palette, and I got this from TJ Maxx. I love the colors in here. I love this red right here. I've used this a couple times and I loved how it turned out, so I am going to keep it. And then I have two of these bite-size e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes. I have another one, it's in there somewhere, but it's the Dunkin' collection. I have Boston Cream and Chocolate Frosted with Sprinkles. I did not like these whenever I first tried them, but I want to give them another shot. And I thought these would be really good for travel, so I'm keeping these. Already running out of room, that's crazy. So next up we have the Smith & Colt Summer Shift Matte Metallic Eyeshadow Palette in Dusk Blaze. My dad actually got this for me for Christmas one year, and I cannot get over this dark green in here. This palette in general is really, really nice. One thing I don't get is this thing right here. It's supposed to be like a mixer. I don't know. But I will be keeping this one as well. Next up, we have some Morphe palettes, a little 9-pan. I have the Bronze Metal 9R, and I love this. This is so pretty. I haven't even used it yet, but I will be keeping it to give it a shot. And then we have the Morphe Catch the Sun 9U palette. This one I have not used either. And I don't think I am going to use it because I'm just not a yellow girl, okay? I got this from TJ Maxx, and, you know, I thought I was going to use it, but I haven't, so I'm going to declutter. And then we have the 9D Painted Desert, and this is this one. Oh, I think I'm going to keep this one. Looking at it the other day, I was like, I'm so getting rid of that. Like, how am I going to ever use that? But there's a lot more neutrals in here than I thought there was. Apparently I've used it because there's brush swatches, so I am going to keep this. And then we have the Morphe 9X Little Extra. This is the one that I was going to get rid of. So this one right here is a little bit more, it's just different. It's very different, and I'm not different, so I'm going to declutter. And then I have the rest of my Huda Obsessions palette. So I have the Ruby Obsessions, which I don't like this. I'm going to declutter. Then we have the Amethyst Obsessions, which this one is a pretty purple, which I think I'm going to keep this because I don't have a palette like this in my collection. We have the Mauve Obsessions, which I think I'm going to get rid of this as well because it's very similar to the Amethyst one. In my opinion, it kind of looks a little similar. and I'm just not into these colors, so Declutter. And this one I'm definitely keeping because this is my favorite out of all of them. This is the Topaz Obsessions, which is definitely more neutral, and I love neutrals, so keeping. I found the other e.l.f. Dunkin' palette. This is the Strawberry Frosted with Sprinkles. This is the one that I actually liked out of all three of them, but I'm keeping it. Next up, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Easy Eye Palette, and I love this. This is so cute. Very, very good for travel, and I like using this on everyday basis if I ever wear makeup, because I barely wear makeup anymore, so I'm going to keep it. Alright, and then we have the Maven Cosmetic Drip Palette. This is a all glitter, and I actually decluttered this a while back, but I then looked at it, and I was like, I literally could use that with so many eye looks, so keeping. And then we have some ColourPop palettes. I used to be obsessed with ColourPop, so we'll see which ones I keep. I have the Going Coconuts. Obviously, I'm keeping this one because this one is a staple. And then we have the Wild Child. I'm keeping this one too because this is such a beautiful, deep palette. And with winter coming up, this is definitely going to be a good palette to use. And then we have Baby Got Peach, which I love this one as well, but I'm going to compare it to the next one because they are very similar. So the next palette is the Costa Coral palette, and these kind of remind me of each other. I don't know why, but I think out of both of them, I don't like pressed glitters, so I think I'm going to declutter this one and keep the Costa Coral one, just because I hate pressed glitters. And then last but not least, for the first drawer, we have the ColourPop Wannabe eyeshadow palette, and this one is super, super cute. They went bigger with their pan sizes, and I'm so here for it, so I'm keeping it. Y'all, we are in drawer number 2 now. So I have the Too Faced Natural Eyes eyeshadow palette, and I bought this a while back, and I love it. I love that there's mostly mattes in here. Oh no, there's mostly glitters in here. But the colors are so pretty. I don't know. I want to keep it, but I don't use it. So I'm just going to go ahead and declutter. It was so hard. Next up we have the Aether Beauty. This is the Desert Sunset palette, and this palette is pretty. I used it in a video that I didn't post because I never end up posting my tutorials because my videos never save. But this is it right here. I love this palette. I'm going to keep it. Next up, I have the Illamasqua Unveiled Artistry palette. I'm keeping this one 100%. This is such a beautiful palette, and I love the colors in here, so I'm keeping. Next up, we have the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude palette, and this one is beautiful. I spent so much money on this, and I just love looking at it. I don't even like using it. I like looking at it, so I'm keeping it. And then this one. This is the BoxyCharm Hello Charmer, and I bought this from somebody, and I love the shades in here, but I don't know if I need it. This right here is beautiful. Look at that shift. It's pink, but it does not look pink in the camera. It's got a nice shift to it along with the other shimmers in here. So I'm going to put this in the maybe pile and decide at the end of the video. I have my Lorac palettes, and you guys know I'm not getting rid of these. So I have the Lorac Pro. Love her. She's beautiful. The Lorac 2. Love her. Lorac 3. This one is my favorite. And this one is my second favorite. The Lorac Pro 4. Keeping all of those. Alright, then we have the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. And I love this palette. I bought this with my own money, guys, but I don't use it. And I don't know what it is. Guys, I just don't wear makeup anymore. And it's come to the realization that I have too much and that I need to really cut down. So I, unfortunately, am going to be getting rid of this one. Next up, I have the I Revolution Tasty Chili palette. I've been saying I'm going to try this, and I have, but it wasn't my favorite, so I'm going to declutter. And then we have the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Thunder palette. This was a BoxyCharm exclusive, I think, but I cannot get with these shades. They are so off and very, very weird, so I'm going to declutter as well. Alright, next up we have the Beauty Bakery Breakfast in Bed palette, and I actually used this, but I don't remember it blowing my mind, so I'm going to declutter. Last but not least, for drawer number 2, we have the One Size Patrick Star Visionary Artistry palette, and this is what she looks like. I am definitely keeping. Guys, we are on drawer number 3. These are the bigger palettes, or palettes I just threw in there. So we have the I Heart Revolution coffee palette. Now this one I love, and I decluttered it, and there's no swatches or anything in here, so I'm gonna keep it. And then obviously you guys know I'm keeping this one. This is the Tati Volume 1 palette. I love this palette so much. It is very, very beautiful. She did such an amazing job, and it sucks that no one can buy this anymore, but I am keeping. Alright, I really am running out of room. So now we have the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. I love this palette so much. It's very, very beautiful. And then we have the Glamlight and Michaela palette. I love Michaela. This is such a beautiful palette, and I don't have anything like this, so I'm keeping it. The rest of the palettes are in my lap because they will not fit on this desk. So I had the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette. And guys, I want the second one, but this one did not blow my mind at all. It's definitely more cool toned, and you guys know I'm a warm neutrals girl. So this really didn't blow my mind, so I'm going to declutter. Alright, and then next up we have the Jeffree Star Orgy palette, and I love this for the neutrals because it's an all matte palette. But I'm going to put this in the maybe pile as well because I just don't know. I'm not a Jeffree Star fan anymore, really. But like some of his products really are good, so okay, I'm going to keep it just because I love it so much. Not because I'm a fan of his. It's just the palette is really good. Then we have the Morphe 35D Desert Bouquet. And I got this from TJ Maxx as well. This is the inside right here. It's a little bit more colorful than what I'm used to. I just got this too. I haven't even used it. I'm going to declutter. My tower of palettes are going to fall. This is the last palette. So this is the Morphe 24G Grand Glam palette. I went searching on Mercari for this palette. So you guys know I'm not getting rid of this. This is such a beautiful palette. I love this. I am going to be keeping it. Alright, you guys. So I've decided with this one that I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. Just because I have so many other colorful palettes. Or I have that one colorful palette and I only want one. I don't really need 2 or 3, so I'm going to declutter. Okay, so, I usually pick the products up and tell you guys how much I'm getting rid of, but there's no way, because if you guys saw my counter right now, you guys would be like, holy shit, like she is crazy. That's a lot of palettes. So I'm going to count them real quick, and I will be right back. Y'all thought I was kidding? Decluttering 14 palettes. Okay, I've decided to declutter this, guys. I just don't need it. So 15 we've gotten rid of, and I am keeping 31 palettes. I definitely thought I did a lot better, but I guess that's better than nothing. Yeah, so that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in the next one.